Welcome to my fourth and final video for my Movember series. That's Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. We're piggybacking off of last month's domestic violence awareness content. This video is entitled, Show Me the Resources! Over the past 3 videos, I've shown you the data. I've shown you how the system fails male victims at every turn. Now I'm going to show you what the available help actually looks like and why it's nowhere near enough. Domestic violence infrastructure was built around one narrative: male perpetrator, female victim. Everything else? Afterthought at best, completely ignored at mid-range, and victim blaming at worst. Let's start with what actually exists. DomesticShelters.org reports that more shelters are setting aside beds for men. Finally, they have a guide for male survivors of domestic violence that's useful. Links in the description. The National Domestic Violence Hotline serves male victims of intimate partner violence. That's progress. That matters. But here's where it falls apart. Neither places serve parents experiencing violence from their children, and in fact, assume if children are involved, they are the ones who need protection. It never occurs to them that an adult or sibling might need protection from a child. The National Domestic Violence Hotline, the biggest resource in the country, serves men for intimate partner violence, but not for child-to-parent violence. Child-to-parent violence simply doesn't exist in their framework. DomesticShelters.org has a ton of resources for what to do if your children are being hurt, but there's nothing on what to do if your child is doing the hurting. It gets even more absurd. The Violence Against Women Act does acknowledge that parents can be abused by their adult children, but only for immigration purposes, and only if the person subjecting you to abuse is 21 or older. Your 19-year-old can beat the hell out of you, but you can't use the Violence Against Women Act because they're not old enough to drink yet. Make that make sense. Even then, it's only for immigration relief. You can petition for citizenship, but only if you can endure the abuse until your child is 21. Great. Thanks, guys. You mean if I can be a punching bag until my kid is old enough to get drunk, I too could be a part of this great nation that does not consider people being subjected to abuse in their own homes worth protecting from harm? The system knows child-to-parent violence exists. They just don't give a damn. So, where does that leave parents being subjected to abuse in their own homes by their own children? Back in 2014, I was one of those parents. I was in crisis. There was nowhere to turn, so I built something. Parents of Children with Conduct Disorder now has over 4,700 members from more than 50 countries. We created what the system refused to provide. We see each other. We believe each other. We support each other. To find us, search Parents of Children with Conduct Disorder in Facebook groups. Answer all the entry questions thoroughly. That's how we protect our community and keep it safe. If you don't answer all the questions completely, we won't let you in. This is a protected space. We serve all parents regardless of gender, fathers and mothers. We acknowledge child-to-parent violence as real domestic violence. You are not alone. But let me be clear. We shouldn't have to exist this way. The fact that a grassroots Facebook group is still one of the best options over a decade later, that's not a success story. That's a system failure. Peer support matters. Community matters, but it should not be the only thing available. Any place you see a support group, you see a system that has failed. Systems that support their community members do not have community members who seek out support groups. They just have community members who go about living their lives. Parents experiencing violence from their children deserve the same resources available to victims of intimate partner violence. Shelters, crisis intervention, professional therapy, legal advocacy, safety planning. We deserve to call the police and have a report taken seriously. We deserve help without being told we're bad parents. We deserve to be counted in domestic violence statistics. The system needs to change. Child-to-parent violence needs to be recognized as domestic violence, period. Fathers need to be believed. Resources need to be gender inclusive. Police need training on how to respond to male victims without automatically assuming they're aggressors, and how to respond to parents without assuming we're child abusers just because we're bigger. Until that changes, we will keep doing what we've always done, supporting each other, sharing what works, witnessing each other's pain, refusing to be invisible, supporting each other in the face of a system that discards us. If you're experiencing violence from a partner, from a child, from anyone, reaching out for help is a sign of strength, not weakness. You deserve safety. You deserve support. You deserve to be believed. In Veritate Mutatio.